When you're browsing YouTube, you probably have ran across some advice about filmmaking. The truth of it is, some of it is actually killing your career. The worst advice I've heard over and over again, just say yes to every project. And then there's another one where it says, it's okay to work for free because it will pay off later. And the truth of the matter is, it won't. And actually, in fact, this mindset is one of the biggest reasons why filmmakers actually burn out and never grow. And today, I'm calling out the bad advice that's actually hurting and killing the film community and explaining why it's holding the producers, the cast, and the crew back, and how we can actually move forward the right way. What's up, guys? Luke Riether here with Light Inside Cinema, the channel where we give you valuable filmmaking advice and share our stories to help you along your way to success. If you guys are new here, I want to be the first to say welcome, because this here is the place for aspiring filmmakers, and we provide free tools to actually help you succeed along your journey. And if you guys haven't already, I encourage you guys to hit that subscribe button and actually join our family. Now, with all that out of the way, let's not waste any time, because I got a lot to get off my chest. And it starts with this classic advice: take every job no matter what they pay. And on the surface, that actually sounds harmless, right? Because it builds connections, it gains experience, and grows your portfolio. But in reality, saying yes to every project, everything, it means that you're undervaluing yourself and your work. I want you guys to imagine this for a second. You're a grip or a DP showing up on set with thousands of dollars in gear, right? Working a 12-hour day, more like slaving away, and they only offer you gas money or lunch. Or let's put it in a different perspective. You're an actor or actress who's invested thousands of dollars into formal training and, put all that money into equipment as well for your auditions, only to be promised exposure as payment. Now, let's be honest, that's not an opportunity. That's actually taking advantage of you. Let's put this into a real perspective, though. I mean, you wouldn't walk into McDonald's and actually demand a free burger because you can't afford it, right? Who would actually walk into McDonald's and say, hey, I'm actually very passionate about eating, so you should just give me a meal for free? Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. So why do so many filmmakers think it's actually okay to ask their cast and crew to work for free or next to nothing? Now, producers, this is for you, and I really hate to be blunt, but if you can't afford to pay your cast and crew, you shouldn't be making a film, at all. I mean, it is literally better to wait and do it right than to risk your reputation or, risk your film by actually cutting corners. You don't want to be cutting corners. And to all the cast and crew members out there, if you keep taking these jobs, you're telling people my time and my gear are worth absolutely nothing. And the worst part of it all, it won't magically lead you to better paying gigs. You're just literally setting yourself up to be used time and time again, okay? So why do so many filmmakers fall into this trap? Here's what I've seen and here's what I've experienced, okay? Number one is fear of missing out. This one is a big one, because I always believed that if I said no, it will actually close the door. And in all reality, it's a lie, right? It doesn't close any door. And I get that this is a who you know industry and not a what you know, but trust me, you're not missing anything by saying no. The second thing is the exposure lie that you get told. You're promised exposure for someone's passion project. But then reality actually sets in and you realize that, well, you can't pay the bills off exposure. And this mentality, it rarely will take you onto something bigger and better. Now, don't get me wrong, there are opportunities to network and connect, like film festivals or group meetups, and this actually gets you more exposure than film sets ever would. And to be honest, why would you want to slave away 12 hours a day when you can go to a film festival and actually do the same thing? Lastly is toxic culture, and toxic culture is the biggest of them all, okay? I feel like no one actually talks about how damaging this is. This is the silence of everything, and it's treated like a rite of passage. People feel guilty of wanting to get paid, and That isn't right. It's toxic and it's actually damaging. We should be a community to actually inspire others and grow alongside of other creatives, not destroying others. And I get it. I used to fall for all this myself. Like I said yes to every project, thinking it would help me grow, but what I realized was I wasn't moving forward. I was actually stuck in a cycle of devaluing myself and my work. And the worst of it all was I got to this point where I got exhausted. I got frustrated. I got broke. And I finally reached burnout. And like it got really bad because I almost literally quit the industry entirely because of this toxic nature. Producers out there, here is my personal story. And I mean, this is actually very personal to me because I've been in your shoes. I've walked your walk, okay? I know how hard it is to get funding because back in 2020, I filmed a short concept film called The Sun. And it actually started as a college assignment. And I paid all my cast and crew out of my own pocket. Like I saved up money to pay them, okay? Because I personally believe in respecting people's time and their craft. Even though, things weren't easy to get the funds, but I was able to do it. And then later on that year, I made another short film called The Coin, and it coincided with The Sun, These two projects meant literally everything to me because I wanted to turn The Sun into this awesome feature film. And as you guys know, crowdfunding is oversaturated, and I tried the crowdfunding route. And I gained little traction. And I made deals with producers who promised to help me secure funding, but nothing came of it. And eventually I found funding, but it fell through because I didn't have a solid distribution deal in place. And now it's 2025 and I still haven't filmed it. But have I given up on it? No. I even actually pitched the film to Angel Studios, but it didn't make it past that voting process that they have for the torches or whatever they call it. Anyway, here's the thing. I know with God's timing that's going to happen, but it's not his time yet. And I'm actually perfectly okay with it. And I know it's a hard pill for me to swallow, but waiting is actually better than rushing into something that's actually not ready. You see where I'm going with this? You see, if you don't have the money to make your project, I encourage you guys just to set aside that project, save the money, and then do it. Like, don't just rush into the project because you can. When you force something without the proper resources, you're not just devaluing your cast and crew, you're actually devaluing your movie itself. You see, patience actually pays off in the long run. If you guys are stuck in this cycle, here's how I actually broke free, okay? The first big thing is learning to say no. I want you guys to repeat after me. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. And I know it's a hard pill, okay? I had to swallow it myself because I always was the yes man until my loving wife actually taught me the value of saying no. Look, it's okay to turn down projects that don't respect your time or your craft, okay? Let me just be blunt and say that. It's okay to turn down that project. You'll find another one. There's many out there. The next thing I want to address is setting your rates. And I'm not just saying like your day rates, because just like valuing and respecting yourself, you should treat your investment the same way. Now, if you guys are a DP or someone bringing gear out to the set itself, set a kit rental fee for the producer to rent the gear out. And here is the reason why. And it's a big WHY, okay? It takes the liability and risk of damaging your investment, your hard-earned investment, your gear, off your shoulders, and it puts it onto theirs. And I just want you guys to face the truth here, okay? If someone actually just goes out and, let's say, buys you a brand new car for free, and they say, everything's included, I paid taxes and gas, everything is paid for a year. Now, with that, you won't value that car as much as you would if you paid for it, right? The same concept applies. If the producer rents your gear or pays money into it, they will do more to protect your investment versus someone who has not paid into your investment. It's just hard facts, okay? Now, listen, I want you guys to know what your time and your gear are worth, okay? Stick to it. And on that note, demand contracts. This is very vital. Always have clear agreements about pay, liability. And if you guys don't have a contract, what happens? Nothing. If it's not written down, it doesn't happen. Let's just say you're on a film set and you're promised a day rate and the director just refuses to pay you, or they just forget to message you or ghost you. Now, if you have a contract, you have right to sue the producer. If you don't, well, it's a he said, she said environment and it doesn't work out to your advantage. When you have a contract for your investments as well, it can have something written out, like very clear, that if something breaks on set, they will pay for it. It's a lifesaver, okay? Listen, protect yourself and protect your investments. Like, this issue isn't just about like one person out there or one project. It's about building a better, healthier film community and taking away this toxic environment, okay? And to all the cast and crew members out there, I want to encourage you today by valuing your time, valuing your investments, and valuing your craft. Saying no doesn't make you ungrateful. It actually makes you professional. And to all the producers out there, please respect your cast and crew. It's about time to do so. Like, I get it, filmmaking is hard, but it doesn't have to come at the expense of the people who bring your vision to life. Have you guys ever worked for free? Like, how did that impact you? Let's start this conversation by putting it in the comments section below. I really am curious about your guys' thoughts on this and how we can actually overcome this toxic environment and bring it more into this healthier film community. It's about time that something changes, and it's about time for someone to speak up about it and stop being silent about it, because that's the only way anything changes, right? So here it is. I'm giving it out to you guys, and the only way we can actually fix this is together, okay? And if you guys like this kind of content, please click that subscribe button, click that like button, and click that bell notification icon, because we do post every Friday. And next Friday, we are going to be getting into the post-production, and we are going to be starting a tool giveaway. I'm not going to say what we're giving away yet, but get ready for it, because it's going to happen next week. Until next week, practice and create.